This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. We're continuing in Mishna Berura Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman, Lamed Beis, Seif. Learning Siman Lamed Beis, Seif Mem Gimel. And let's get up the Maramakaimas. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. Says the Mechaber, Charitz Shel Shin. The notch of the Shin. The Hainu Chuda Lamata, its point on the bottom, Yagad Makom Atfar, should reach the place of the stitching. I have to say, I don't think I was aware of this. That, in other words, if you were to imagine for a second, okay, what does the Shin look like on the bias? It's the Shin. The Shin it's there. It's in the middle. No. The bottom has to touch the stitching. This is the Chud of the Shin. Ara titura mamish, bein the yamin or bein the shmal. Let's see the Mishna Berura. Shoshin bein the yamin or bein the shmal. Both the right side and the left side. Yagia dahainu ad titura mamish. Mamish till the titura. But what about if b'diavad it's not? B'diavad, says Mishna Berura, kasha afilu kol sheyesh suras hashin alav. B'diavad it's okay as long as it has the image of the shin. Okay, let's continue on. In the Rama, Zak the Rama Haga v'chein hayud shabashin, the yud of the shin. Tzarich liga lamata b'shulei hashin, has to touch below the bottom of the shin. So let's see in diagram 1. Okay, let's see where this is. It says the holy diagram. The Rama Sif Mem Gimel. V'chein hayud shabashin tzarich liga lamata b'shulei hashin. Let's say over here in this picture. Says the Mishna Berura. Hayud shabashin yesh magdolim shemachalkin bein shin hayamani lasmaili. There are those who differentiate between the right and the left. Namely, what does that mean? Shabbos Smoili on the left side, Adarabba Yidaktik Shaloyagiu Hayidim Shalamata. Then on the left side, you should dafka be medaktik that it doesn't touch the bottom of the shin. So in other words, over here, you should be careful that it does not touch the bottom. There is such an opinion. The left side needs both shins to be touching below, like in this diagram over here, in this picture over here. That's what the Chida writes. You want to know what the Chida looks like? Here's a picture of the Chida. That's what the Chida says in the Berkei Yosef. B'shem Mahari Ayin Sham V'chein Perish Shari Achronim. So bottom line is, even on the left shin, the legs of the yud should touch the bottom. The yira sheyir ala shinin suras yudin loy kavim shutim alma. The legs of the shin should be yuds and not just lines. Not like over here, but rather they should be yuds. I would call it more like vavs, but okay, that's the point. The point is it should not be just lines. It should have the image of a yud on the top. Okay. Sif katan kuf tzadi test. Tzarich liga lamata b'shulei hashin. Tebelav hachi ein shem shin alav. U'le'ikuva hu afilu b'diavad. So in other words, regarding the shin touching the titura, it's not ma'akeh b'diavad. Regarding the yud touching the bottom, it is ma'akeh b'diavad. Uv'shin ha'smoli im echad noigeh v'echad ein noigeh pasol. The left shin, if one of them touches and one doesn't, then it's pasal v'ayin beber halacha. Okay. Continuing in the Rama, v'lo yimshoich hashin harbe. You should not have the shin be drawn very much. Ela shegam shulei hashin yenira alatvar. Even the bottom of the shin should be seen by the stitching. Now, what does that mean? Luckily for this diagram we have over here, Fine. Basically, you want to see the bottom of the shin. This shin is hiding. Mr. Shin, please, could you come out and show us the tachta? In other words, you have to see the whole shin. The shulei hashin refers to the point of the shin. It says Mishna Berura Katan Reish Shigam Shulei Shin Ratzom Chudeyan Shalashin, and the point of the shin. Matam Tzach Shei Kol Hashin Nira. The reason is you need to be able to see the whole shin. Ulakayim Ma'adachsiv V'ro Kalami Haaretz Kishem Hashem Nikra Alecha. Actually, the Balaturim says on the words Kishem Hashem Nikra is Rashi Tevois Shin. You see that? Shem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Nikra. V'ro Kalami Haaretz Kishem Hashem Nikra. It's referring to the shin. The Amar Rabbi Lazar, Elu Tefillin Shabarosh. Oh, the Mishna Berura says it. Shem Hashem Nikra Rashi Tevois Shin. There you go. Uv'diavad in Nichnas Ma'al L'Tachid Torah Ad She'ein Lo Ya'idezet Tumun Shin Karoi Tzarech In V'Ayin Beber Halacha. If it sinks so much that you can't see it, then look in the Beber Halacha. It's a question. Let's see. I didn't put the Beber Halacha on here. Look at Beber Halacha. The Hamaskal Tzarech Liga Lamata. So, Ayin Hatam b'Mishna Berura v'hu me'achai Adam Tzarech Lichtov K'mai. Did I skip something? Ayin Hatam Mishna Berura. Where does the Mishna Berura say that the Yud has to touch below? Okay, Ayin Hatam Mishna Berura v'hu me'achai Adam. I guess he doesn't really quote it. The Tzarech Lichtov K'mai b'Sefer Torah Acharei Du Halachah Mishmisina L'fi Zeh Nera Du Adin. By the way, we had yesterday that the shin doesn't have to be Ksav Ashuras. It just has to basically look like a shin. It's not like Ktiva Sefer Torah. Right? I'll look in Stiv Katan Kuf Tzali Aleph. Kimin Shin. Kimin Shin. Umashachan the Tmuna Shin and Shalom Shano Oisim Mitzvon Dai. The Loibin Adafka Ksav Stam Mamish. Elo Dugma. So it seems like even though it only has to be a Dugma, nevertheless, the Yuds have to touch. And look what he says on the Chayadam. The Tzach Lichtov K'mai B'Sefer Torah Acharei Du Halachah Mishmisina L'fi Zeh Nera Du Adinim Eino Nogeh Yud B'Hakav Shaloi Gam Ken Efshar D'Ikuvahu. If the Yud is not touching the line, it could be it's Ma'ake. B'Choshkenim Loi Haya Yud Klau Rak Kav Pashat. B'Afilum Shar Kav Nasim Kalacha B'Yudin Al Roshein Rak Kav Echad Loi Haya Kedim. V'Koshekim Kulam Levad B'Hashinin Shel Hadalad Roshim Deshamim Hayakam Shutim Beloy Roshin Ein Lahachim B'Diavad Yishon Adon HaMekilan. It sounds like the shin that has 4 legs on the left side is more lenient, and there, if it doesn't have the surah of a yud on top, B'Diavad it's kosher. Okay, let's see one more Be'er Halacha. Shegam Shulei Hashin. I am b'Mishna Berura. Le'inyan Diavad. It's a tzarachian. V'sefer avodas yamasha du'yevet ein lahachmer. The avodas hayoim. Right. What does the Mishna Berura come out? It comes out regarding that if it's not, the shin is not touching the bottom, it's kosher, as long as it has the image of a shin. However, if part of the shin is hidden, the Mishna Berura comes out, it's a tzarachian. So here he brings the avodas hayoim that says b'diavad it's okay. Ben yadei makol zav ulai hu mayri Shelo avad tmunas hayidei zavrak miktas chudei nichlas soichai. Alam nichnas ma'at me'ashin gufal terech mavarta gam hu moide v'tzorach yirn. So it sounds like if it's just a little bit of a piece, but you still see the tzur of a shin, it's good. But if you lose the tzur of a shin, then it's a question. That's the tzarach yirn. Okay, Bez Hashem, Monday we'll try Sif Mem Dalet. Okay, thanks everybody. Have a great Shabbos Haggadah. A guten Erev Shabbos Haggadah.
Rabbi, quick question.
Yeah.
The two Mishna Beruras, Kuf Tzadik Ches and Kuf Tzadik Tes.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding. I think I see a steer here. The first one says there's a Yeshmak Doilim Shemachalkin that say that it's not, the Yidden should not reach the bottom.
Yeah.
And then Kuf Tzadik Tes seems to say the polar opposite, right? The Mishna Berura himself is poskening that I feel a bit the Eved, if it doesn't reach the bottom, it's no good.
Time out. In Sivkot and Kuf Tzadik Ches, he brings that there are Gdorim that are mechalek between the right shin and the left shin. By the left shin. In other words,
right.
That the din of the Rama is only talking about the right shin. But the left shin, you don't have to be careful.
Yidakdek shelo yagu. It should not reach it.
By the left.
By the left, okay.
Only by the left. Now, Kuf Tzadik Ches is going back to the right. And it's saying, if it doesn't touch, it's not a shin, and it's ma'akev afil b'diavad.
Shin Smoli, he says, echad negev, echad enigev poisel. It sounds like even with the Yevid, if one of those doesn't touch, it's no good.
Right, because since the Magen Avram Paskins and Lechalek, and the Pri Megadim, and the Berkei Yosef, and the Sha'ar Achronim, so therefore it comes out that so much that even if one is and one is not by the left, it would come out as pasul.
Right. So I'm saying it's just I just clarifying. It's just a major machlokas in the Mishna Berura and these other is machalkim, I guess.
Right. According to the machalkim, by the left shin it would not apply, and even if none of them are touching, it wouldn't apply. But Lamaisa we hold it does, and then it comes out like he says in Kuf Tzadik Tes that if even one is not touching, it's a problem.
So it's not really negative the tzura. What's it to do with the tzura of the ice? It has to. I guess you could have a place where it's not the proper tzura of the ice and it does touch. That would be no good according to the
Where what are you asking now?
I thought Rabbi just mentioned for the end about yesterday's Mishna Berura where he talks about that it doesn't have to be stam as long as it's the tzura of the ice.
No, it doesn't even have to be a tzura of the ice. It just has to be.
No, not a ksav ashuris, but it has to look like a shin.
Does it? Or it has to just be? It has to look like that shape, that picture, but it doesn't. In other words, tmuna shinin shalanu shanu oisin. It's enough. Don't be in a dafka ksav stam mamish. Elo dugma. What does dugma mean? Dugma doesn't even sound like
shin.
Well,
has to be a halachic shin. That's what he's saying by us today. Has to be a halachic shin, even if it's not a stam shin.
What? There's no such thing as a halachic shin. That's not a stam shin. What's a halachic shin?
I can write it in a Rashi lettering. I can write a script shin on my tefillin.
I don't know.
No, it's not halachically kosher, but it's still a halachic shin. That's what he's. This kind of.
What does that mean, a halachic shin? Well, what determines what a halachic shin is?
When we
the letter shin.
When we learn Sir we'll learn Sir we'll know what a shin is. In the meantime, we don't know what a shin is.
No, but that a shin for stam.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see. We'll have to see. When is a shin not a shin? We don't know yet.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.